Greetings, everyone. A very warm welcome to another edition of Exhausted to Extraordinary, a mindset hack series with me, Dr. Sharon Grossman. And today I'm joined by Keren Eldad. A very warm welcome from Miami Beach. And where are you hanging out?
I am hanging out in a very warm place too, Austin, Texas. Israel is just like the sun.
And she's saying that because we're both from Israel originally. And for those of you who don't know Coach Keren, and she spells her name with an E, Keren, just like my sister, actually. She's a transformational coach, speaker, actually a TEDx speaker and a trainer who has coached professionals and entrepreneurs on business goal achievements, as well as personal development goals, such as personal awareness or self-awareness, self-acceptance, vulnerability, and empathy to overcome overwhelm, stress, and their adverse effects in life and work. Now, if that sounds intriguing, listen up, because in just 7 minutes, Keren is going to share with you how to live a life that doesn't just look good, but feels good. I am so excited to hear all about this. Keren, your 7 minutes start now. And question number 1 is, what are the biggest challenges your ideal client faces?
Well, my ideal client is very similar to you and to me. They're overachievers, which means they're exhausted. They're exhausted because of the default settings of their behavioral style. In other words, they've been conditioned to achieve. They've been conditioned to achieve above and beyond. It's literally formed their identity. As a result, by the time they reach you or me, they are pretty exhausted and they are overwhelmed. But there's another thing that's really in their way. They're usually not getting the results they expect anymore. They're usually finding that their power to achieve is finite. It's not getting them there. It's getting them stuck here. And that's where coaching is truly transformative.
Beautiful. Now, you've already mentioned some of the typical symptoms that they experience, and that's really question number 2. Are there any other symptoms that you would like to list?
Yes, there are symptoms. I mean, first, it's really important to understand that problems don't always look like problems, but they do feel like problems. They feel like behavioral patterns that are very uncomfortable to us. One of the most common is extreme people pleasing. Overachievers shoot themselves in the foot by saying yes a lot, by being liked a lot, by not challenging the status quo, by not making a mistake, by not failing, by not going for their dreams. All of these are forms of not having particularly good boundaries and no empathy for the self. And as a result, you have a life that kind of looks really good, looks very yes, doesn't feel very good. Another really unusual form of overachieving that shoots us in the foot is perfectionism. Perfectionism certainly looks fantastic, definitely on Instagram if all of your outfits match and you always look right and you look like the person who's got it together. That might feel like you're communicating to the world that everything is okay. But perfectionism is extraordinarily painful. It's exhausting. It's an invulnerable stance. And so what I always say is look for the symptoms of I really need to keep up with everything and I need everything to always look right in my life. That's usually a sign that you are internally exhausted.
You are speaking my language. So question number 3, what are the common mistakes they make when trying to solve that problem?
The mistake that they made is always the same. They try to apply more force or more work to solve the problem. And it is the exact opposite of what will actually get you to the next level. The next level involves surrender. Surrender to coaching. Surrender to knowledge. Surrender to the possibility that you've been doing things wrong, that you have some blind spots. And surrender to faith. The hard work will not get you farther in this journey. And this is a lesson that we all learn very, very hard. It's not easy. The old patterns die very, very slowly.
So 3 minutes and 56 seconds. And question number 4 is, what would be an example of a transformation that is possible after this challenge is properly diagnosed?
The most wonderful and most common scenario that I see is to move from command and control leadership and command and control relationships, as in I have to really have a dominant position all the time. I have to command respect. I have to work with conditions. And when the conditions are met, I'm happy, to real relaxation, true servant leadership, a true desire to hear out other people, to have compassion for them, to live in an empathetic state. That completely transforms all your relationships, including your work relationships, and of course, changes stress forever.
Beautifully
Easier said than done.
But it's really a beautiful concept. 3 minutes and 1 second. And question number 5 is, what is the number one mindset hack you could give your ideal client to solve that problem?
Okay, this is definitely going to be easier said than done. Be easy on yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
Learn how to be easy on yourself.
Beautiful. Question number 6. What is one valuable free resource that you can direct people to that will further help with that problem?
My podcast, Coached, is a podcast in which I literally answer people's questions. I modeled it after Frasier, my favorite TV show. And callers call, and I say, I'm listening, and I give them an answer. There are 31 episodes, about to be 32 episodes. If you can't get inspired by that, I don't think I can help you much further.
Well, I hope everybody tunes in after this. So 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And question number 7 is, what is one question that I should have asked you but didn't that would give great value to our audience?
The only question that's missing is, why do you do this? Why do you do this for a living? And the answer is, because that was me. Mm-hmm. I remember not more than 5 years ago, I was an exhausted, burnt out, burning the candle at both ends superstar who was definitely not getting anywhere near the results she deserved in life and was working so hard. Everything just baffled me. I didn't understand why it wasn't working the way it was supposed to. And that's when I turned inward instead of outward. I got help, I got coaching, and I figured it out. And that completely changed my life. That experience, that humility, completely transformed my life. And now I want to give it to everybody else.
That's beautiful. And I love that you have a story to share and you can understand where people are coming from, because that really, I think, helps people feel understood, which is part of what builds trust in a coaching relationship. So Keren, thank you so much for being with us and sharing your journey and your gift. And I hope everybody tunes in. We'll have all the links in the show notes. Thanks for checking out the Exhausted to Extraordinary podcast. If you like what we do here, head on over to iTunes to subscribe, like us, and leave us a review. It is very much appreciated. And if you're feeling burned out and want to challenge yourself, take the 7-day Burnout to Your Best Life Bootcamp. Go to 7dayburnoutchallenge.com to join for free.